Greetings and what is up and a very warm welcome to the channel. The sun is shining and the magpie is casting. Coming to you guys right now with a live 1 versus 1 battle, fresh from the top of the Company of Heroes 2 ladder, featuring spawning in the south playing as the Vermac pieces. It's going to be the defensive Doctrine forces of Maho Shoujo. And spawning in the north playing as the United Kingdom forces, it's going to be a chill. And, pardon me. Yay, let's see now. So what are we on now? Isn't it like Monday the 18th or something like that? I don't know, it all blurs together. Yep. Blursday the 18th of May. I obviously didn't cast for the last few days. I put a little notification up on the channel to say I wasn't feeling very well on Friday. And I wasn't feeling very well for a couple of days after that. But I am very much recovered now. Feeling much better. Pretty sure it wasn't the Rona. I'm pretty sure it was just, I don't know. To be honest, I'm not really sure what it was. None of the symptoms made any sense to me, so maybe it was the Rona. It's just hard to believe since I haven't been out for days. Like, I mean, I go for runs here and there, you know, but I have no meaningful contact with anything that could have given me the Rona, so it's, I don't know, whatever. I'm just very glad to be feeling better now. And it looks like we've got... this is going to be an Ostripan Marksman build here, coming out of Maho Shoujo, so this is very interesting. Really liking what I'm seeing here, just using some lesser seen Vermac stuff here. Excuse me 1 second. Gosh, it really is very useful to have a cough button. A chill here is going to be bringing the quad Tommy style, so this marksman actually ought to be able to snipe some Brits here. And that's pretty exciting, yes. So yeah, let's see. So I have basically not much has happened during the time I've been away. I've just basically been recuperating, taking it easy, playing a lot of Call of Duty because I had a severe headache, like super bad. That was like my premium, the top #1 symptom that I had. And playing Call of Duty was a welcome distraction. And so, yeah, I basically have spent like large amounts of the last 3 days playing Call of Duty. And my God, pardon me. My skill levels have spiked. I mean, if you do anything for 3 days in a row, you ought to get better at it. Humans just, that's what brains do. So yeah, playing loads of Call of Duty, that was really good fun. I'll probably start streaming some of that soon. I've got a little squad who I play with semi on the regs now, and they're all good guys. It's pretty hilarious stuff. It's like 4 Brits. Having a bit of fun out there on the Call of Duty ladder. We play a variety of game modes, and it's hilarious, man. I gotta say, I'm loving that game at the moment. There's yeah, no other way of putting it. How many Brits are we up to now? 4 Brits sniped here. 4 squads of Ostripan. This is going to be very interesting. Time was, way back in the day, Ostripan were actually kind of a meta counter for Brits. I mean, this is way back in the day before Defensive Doctrine even had Ostripan, so you had to use the Ostripan Doctrine. But just volumes of cheap riflemen actually... when you outnumber these expensive riflemen, are actually a good way of generating value. You tend to trade at least evenly, and it's just costing the Brits more, and they have to fall back quicker. Pardon me. So, yeah, Maho Shoujo, I don't know if this is just an adaptation to the fact that they are facing British forces, or if this is their comfortable style or what, but I think that this is an appropriate choice given the situation that they find themselves in. Pardon me. Now, before this cast gets seriously underway, I'd like to take a moment to say at 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. British time, I will be casting with Bozocow. We're going to cast some Homeworld Deserts of Karak stuff. I think I'm going to live stream it, so you can find that over at twitch.tv/magpie842, and then I'll probably upload the VODs here. Or I say upload the VODs, I'll probably just like dump the Twitch file here in one massive block. So, hooray! Yeah, if you fancy hanging out with the Magpie this evening, 6 p.m. British time, you can do that over at twitch.tv/magpie842. Really looking forward to that. It's been a while since I've cast any Deserts of Karak, and it's been a while since I've cast with Bozocow, so it's going to be great fun, I think. Gosh, you have to excuse me, my throat is somewhat tickly this morning, and I've no idea why. So, yeah, what else is going on these days? I mean, I haven't really had much time over the last 3 days on account of just being ill and having just like spending the majority of my time hunched in front of my computer playing Call of Duty. But I've got some pretty cool, exciting stuff that I'm working on. I'm not going to go into details. I feel like I do that often enough and then don't deliver. But like, there's some exciting stuff happening here. I am pretty excited about doing some different stuff soon, so hopefully that's going to materialize. 5 squads of Tommies. Okay, wow, and now we're getting some Panzer Grenadiers here from Mahoushoujo. So this game definitely sort of developing in an interesting direction here. This is quite the atypical composition. I think a Vickers gun... Perhaps you don't want to get a Vickers gun when you know your opponent already has Marksman? I don't know. Yeah, maybe that's a real thing. And this Marksman, now 12 skulls and 1 star of veterancy to his name, is looking pretty sharp. No medical bunker yet, though, so the damage on that Marksman is a little bit of a concern. Perhaps... Yeah, so Ostrapen do have the field first aid ability. Well, you know, a squad of Ostrapen has a veteran star here. Perhaps they could get over there and help that sniper out. 15 munitions does seem like a pretty good price to pay for helping provide some insurance for the life on your of your sniper there. Squad of Tommies gets wiped there whilst off camera. Sorry about that, I totally missed that one. But Mahoushoujo looking pretty good here, perhaps in danger of snowballing, to be honest. I mean, this is a lot of German stuff, and I feel like the Brits are a little bit outgunned, outmanned. In the early stages of the game, Brits often, it does feel that way. 5-man squad upgrades are here, and that's going to help a lot. Medkits on the British, on the Tommies as well, that's also going to help. But I mean, losing that squad of Tommies at a relatively early point in the game is pretty sucky. Panzer Grenadiers are actually looping around behind these Tommies, and that's dangerous, because it means that they have to fall back through the SDGs and the possible bundle grenade. Bear in mind that there are some telemines out here as well, just I guess that's an anti-AEC measure there. So, okay, Tommies see off those Struppens, and now they have this area of the map. Panzer Grenadiers in decent cover here, gonna elect to trade against the Tommies. I don't think that's a good idea for the Panzer Grenadiers, to be honest. That's like 7 Tommies. Oh no, more as well here. Okay, they have to get out of there, those Panzer Grens, in a bad way. But the Axis forces are making decent gains out here in the west of the map, so things still pretty much going Mahoushoujo's way. Scoreline having opened up to quite a large extent. This triple cap has been established for some time, and this is a healthy ticket lead to have gotten in these stages of the game. It's going to be Royal Engineers first. AEC research was done, but we're going to go for Royal Engineers. He feels like he needs more infantry before getting the armoured scout car there. Wow, there are telemines all over the place, so this actually makes sense. Perhaps Achille saw some of the pioneers deploying mines or something, because, yeah, if you bought an AEC first here, I don't think it would live very long. There are just too many mines around the place. So, let's check the tech here for Shoujo. We've got Battle Phase 1, no sign of Battle Phase 2 yet, no sign of Light the Mechanized Company yet. You can't skip Light the Mechanized Company, right? Oh, wow, he is just going straight to Battle Phase 2. Okay, interesting. Well, hang on a second though, because the Brits don't exactly have access, as the metal detector here is going to see those telemines. Brits don't exactly have access to a light tank as such. I mean, they get the AEC, but that's not very punishing against infantry. So the urgency to get the Light the Mechanized Company isn't really there to the same extent, is it? You don't actually need pack guns to not die, so Shoujo are actually just playing a really smart style here, and I really like it. The boys from Wales get nearly shot down. One of them's going to get out of there. They did manage to defuse some telemines, but I mean, it is tough out here right now for a Brit, and there's just so many Axis units. If the Axis play, wow, 2 stars of veterancy now on the sniper as well. 20 British skulls busted, and hello, what we got here? Is that a Valentine? Holy spoons, we've got a Valentine. Wow. We never see Valentines. Well, it's going to be Royal Engineer. This is exciting, right? Royal Artillery, I should say. Alright, so we've got the Valentine on the field. Okay, well, just as I was saying, you ain't going to get punished for not having an answer for a light tank. In comes a light tank. Okay, you can't build pack guns, bro. So, support armor core is on the way. We have Panzer IV fuel, so we could actually just answer this with a proper Panzer IV, but not for some time. So this Valentine should hopefully give Achille a window of time here where the Valentine just gets to mow down Germans and British forces can actually move out and establish some map presence. That would be nice. That's what needs to happen here. Oh no, you're just diving in. What are we doing? I'm not sure I like this at all. You're just going to get fausted down by loads and loads of Ostrapens, aren't you? What is going on? Do you just want the sniper? Is that what this is about? I'm so confused. This seems like the worst possible thing that you could have done with your light tank. How much are these? This is like 80 fuel, bro. I'm confused. Okay, well, he loses the Valentine to Faust's. That's embarrassing. As soon as these Strippens remember how to Faust. As soon as these Strippens remember. You have to click on the Faust. Kill the light tank, bro. I swear it's good. There we go. Okay. Alright, well that seems like a really good example of how to misuse a Valentine. Just park it in your opponent's base, then do no micro, and leave the game. Okay, a chill. A chill there demonstrating significantly low abilities to chill, demonstrating a lack of chill there. Kind of just rampaging in YOLO with a Valentine. Oh man, I was so excited to see a Valentine as well. I feel like that might be maybe the second ever Valentine I've ever caught in the wild on the channel. And its time was cut short there. A chill demonstrating no chill. And it's going to have to leave the game pretty early there. So let's see. We've got another game with a chill and an OKW player. We've got Batman Larry and Rajan. Don't really recognize any of these players. We've got some Korean and some Russian type stuff. Possibly Greek. I don't know, whatever. They seem to use a lot of the same characters. I'm not knowledgeable enough to tell them apart. I guess we're going to follow a chill here and hope that they demonstrate more chill. Just because this is the top game and it's ready now, and I can't see any particularly like big name players there that we could jump in and cast, so I'm hoping that this game's going to be a little better. We are we are in the morning here, UK time, so apparently not the best time to catch decent players on the ladder. So let's go ahead here and jump into our second game. Spawning in the south, playing as the Overcommand West pieces. It's going to be USC M246. And spawning in the north, playing as the British forces. Once again, it's going to be a chill, who hopefully has remembered how to chill. So, I mean, what do we learn from that last game? Volksgrenadier, sorry, Ostripan Sniper is still decent against Brits. Like, apparently that's the story. I mean, that seems good. What is this map? I'm having a moment here. I just don't remember this map at all. Huh. Oh, yeah, it's just about coming back to me. Man, I feel like I haven't cast this map for a long time. Very interesting, okay. It's a pretty nice map. Alright, cool. So what else is a chill rolling with here? So we've got the Artillery Regiment, we've got the Special Operation Regiment, sorry, no, Commando Regiment, god damn it, and we've got the Special Weapon Regiment, yeah. Okay, and for USC M246 we've got the Overwatch Doctrine, the Luftwaffe Ground Forces Doctrine, and the Elite Armor Doctrine. So, those are the tools available to these two players as they're going to creep out onto the map. And I'm left once again with a sort of early game 5 to 7 minutes to fill here before these two players really sink their teeth into each other. This is clearly a bigger map, so while some shots will be exchanged here, I don't think there's going to be a lot of action occurring too quickly in this one. Although having said that, the British player is going for a Bren carrier, so that is one way of bringing the fight to your opponent a little quicker than usual. Storm Pioneers here going to follow some Tommies. Perhaps to their peril, they are feeding into a lot of Lee Enfields here. Seems like he wants to get these Tommies off the battlefield and trading up some damage here. Storm Pioneers really do need to GTFO here. That is still 8 Lee Enfields blazing away at them. And that's not a situation where they're going to be trading very effectively. So the Storm Pioneers will fall back here. A chill pursuing, getting a little bit of extra damage onto the Elite Axis Engineer Squad as they retreat across the battlefield here. Bren Carrier is just finishing, so that one's going to move onto the field here. How much are Bren Carriers nowadays? Just 260 manpower. That is actually super reasonable. That is actually like comparable to Kubel kind of costs. I mean, I know it's more than a Kubel, but it's like, I thought that they actually cost a little bit of fuel. There we go. Company command post, sorry, platoon command post going to finish here. Volksgrenadiers and Tommies exchanging shots. the southwest of the map here. Not a lot that's super exciting going on. As I have a little stretch. So we finally got Schwervermax Schlepper on the queue, so we're going to learn about the tech intentions here for our OKW player. You can feel that this is a bigger map. I mean, look, the entire of the UKF forces are in west, and they're even reasonably well spread out. If this was Crossroad, that would take up 2/3 of the map. But this is a decently bigger map, so that's quite exciting. I don't feel like we often get to cast those anymore. Alright, so Bren Carrier here. These Volks are getting a bit close. Although I suppose there's no tech building finish, so actually Fausts are not an option. But a Chill doesn't know that. Wow, the Bren Carrier is actually just going to come in. He's getting the Vickers K on that. Sten Gun boys from Wales going to be dashing in here as well to up the DPS, while the Bren Carrier is going to disrupt these units to prevent them from firing as efficiently as usual, just by shoving them around. Vickers K is going to finish here, so you can see the damage coming down. Suppressive fire mode gets used. And those Storm Pioneers are going to be feeling the wrath of the suppressive fire mode, now turning it onto the Volks Grenadiers.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Those damned enemies! So it seems like this here is a cutoff point-ish, kind of. I feel like I don't know this map at all, so it's kind of interesting to have found. Bren Carrier just looking for more damage, and Storm Pioneers are a really good place of finding that. Any damage you can put on Storm Pioneers is good. Reversing into Fog of War. Okay, sorry. Oh, right, okay. I had the spawns the wrong way around. Of course, the British player is spawning in the north. Whoops. Ha! I thought he was just kind of reversing into Fog of War towards the OKW player, and I was just like, he could have a Kettenwerfer, man. I'm not sure you want to just reverse towards his base, but okay. So it's going to be Mechanized Regiment HQ. This, weirdly now, the lesser seen tech, I feel like, generally in the meta. OKW players leaning on Battle Gripper HQ more often than not. So this is probably going to be a Panzer II build. When you look at the map and feel how big it is, I feel like that actually makes a lot of sense. The Panzer II is fast enough that it will be relevant in most fights and able to police infantry all over the map and respond to your opponent's move outs. It's just going to be an efficient unit because it has high movement speed. And to be honest, on maps like Crossroad and Langreskaya and Faymanville and the smaller maps, movement speed is just not as useful. It is, I mean, it's still great. It's still really useful in fights. We've got a special weapon pick here. That's going to be Tank Hunter boys coming onto the field. Yeah, movement speed is definitely still useful. It lets you do stuff in fights, but you don't get punished as hard for not having rapid units. And rapid units are just not as effective or efficient as they are on the bigger maps. So yeah, this Bren Carrier and perhaps this Panzer II when we see it. We've got the fuel just now. Oh wow, they're only 60 fuel. Sorry, I thought they were 70. Are going to be really useful units. We've got a Beaufort. Huh. Okay then. That's what kind of game this is going to be. Well, alrighty then. So we can already see, actually, this is one of the first times we've been able to demonstrate on the channel. The special weapon boys here have 5-man squad upgrade, regardless of whether you've actually upgraded that or not. So apparently the reason for this is that you are paying 300 manpower, which represents 5 Tommies worth of cost. So the balance team wanted to see these units used a little bit more. They wanted to see them delivering value in line with their cost a little bit more. So they now come out with 5 guys. That's pretty cool. I believe they come out with 2 boys' rifles. Oh, that's right, and they also have the passive vehicle detection. That, for me, is actually one of the most useful things that these guys do. I find that really useful. It does let you know which way to face all of your AT resources just before your opponent's vehicles come out of Fog of War, if you're able to use it smartly. So I actually really like these guys. They also have the anti-vehicle grenades, which is very welcome, so you don't have to just rely on your Royal Engineers to get those hits. And we can Enemy vehicles appear on the minimap. Oh, this is now an activated ability. You have to switch this on. Very interesting. Okay, cool. I guess it was a bit good before then. I think that is fair because most detection abilities cost an amount of resources, so yeah, that kind of is fair. Wow, you can actually buy them just PS. Wow. That's pretty cool. So with 2 Piats and 2 Boys AT rifles, that's quite significant. Alright, so the Bofors is finished. The Boys AT rifles are here to help defend. And actually just not getting any shots into the Panzer II just now. Seemingly he really wants to take this fight from right next to the Volks Grenadiers. That's a little bit awkward. Incendiary comes down. Oh, I don't know about this. This is not the best place for these guys. I feel like they would have been just fine hiding behind the Bren carrier and taking shots into the Panzer II with the Boys AT rifles. But anyway, getting some good damage in there. Kettenwerfer is here, so that's going to start sieging down the Beaufort. And that's going to be its job here in life. The Panzer II is going to deflect and probably destroy the Universal Carrier here. And now I just think you lose your Beaufort because there's nothing here to support it. So that's an expensive loss. I hope a chill is not just going to lose their chill again and leave the game. M1AT gun is going to be coming onto the field. Sorry, it's a hex pounder, but you know what I mean. So that's going to be useful. If we crack the tack, we can see UKF forces are holding 2 of the VPs. They are holding a fuel and a munition, so I kind of like their position, even though they're kind of losing out on the resource differential, like only a little. Actually, you know what? I said only a little. It's 52 and 32 for the OKW player over 32 and 20 for the UKF player, so yeah, that's quite the resource differential. There's a Schwervermacht Schlepper truck out on the field here, so that is announcing some intention to throw down the Schwerpanzer HQ somewhere around here.
An emplacement is being attacked.
And the Royal Engineers are just moving in, but that rocket ought to, yeah, I was going to say, the brace position just wore off, and those Rakettenwerfers are there. So, I mean, that was a very ambitious Beaufort. I don't know. I'm a little bit skeptical about trying to use it. Yeah, a chill just loses his chill and then leaves. There we go. Great. I'm a little bit skeptical about trying to use a Beaufort-based strategy on a map which is that big. Usually the smaller the map, the better the Beaufort strat, because obviously Beauforts don't move, so their area of effectiveness is limited to what they can reach with the gun, and on smaller maps that actually locks down a lot more of the map, and your opponent will be fighting in and into and around the Beaufort for a lot more of the time. So I'm a bit skeptical about that positioning. So we're going to jump into this game on Crossing in the Woods, featuring a Korean and a Greek/Russian set of characters here. I don't know whether we should call this guy Greek or Russian. I don't want to offend anyone. Some of these characters are not Greek, right? The one on the left? See, I never actually took maths very far at school, or physics, and I feel like those are your main sources of learning Greek characters unless you go and learn Greek. So, heish. I think we're just gonna call him Russian, even though I'm probably definitely wrong. Anyway, spawning in the south here, playing as the United Kingdom forces. Here on Crossing in the Woods, it's gonna be Korean, and spawning in the north, playing as the Spearhead Wehrmacht forces, it's gonna be Russian. And so we've got an infantry company opening here for Russians, so we're going to be relying on grenadiers. That makes a lot of sense, because when you play Spearhead, you tend to play the core sort of Wehrmacht style, but you get to play it a lot more slick, if that makes sense. Because you get Panzer Tactician, so all your vehicles get a little get-out-of-jail-free card on top of Combat Blitz if they get access to that. So that actually ups the durability and the survivability of the Wehrmacht vehicles considerably, and that's a massive resource to have. Wehrmacht are a faction who gets access to vehicles that are very powerful through all stages of the game, really. And if you can keep them alive, you tend to win the game. That is just kind of how Wehrmacht feel a lot of the time. So Panzertac is really useful for that. You get the airborne recon, so that is actually incredibly useful as well. Can keep you up to date about where your opponent's forces are positioned in the mid-game and let you make the right decisions. Information really is power, especially in RTS. You get the fragmentation bombing run, which for my money is actually one of the pokier, one of the better munition dump damage-based call-ins. It's just so unforgiving. It can and absolutely will wipe out infantry squads, and it even can stun vehicles, which can actually swing fights in the late game. If you stun your opponent's super cool fuel units with the frag bombing run, then you can capitalize, and I have seen games swung that way. Yes, it's rare, but it's just nice that it's an option. And of course you have that Tiger tank, which just plays into everything that Vermac want to do. Calling in Tiger tanks is a thing that Vermac players are interested in. So yeah, and even the flak half track, I mean, Vermacs actually already have access to the GR31, is it? The GR something or other? What is it? The GR34? Yeah, GR34. And that's just a great mortar. It does everything you could ever want it to do. So we don't often see this little mortar half-track get picked because you have to throw 30 fuel in its way, and that means delaying your tech and delaying your tanks, and that's a risky proposition for Vermac. But it is an incredibly slippery unit. It's very hard to get to grips with. If you micro it well, your opponent should basically never kill it. It's a mortar team that can rapidly redeploy because they don't have to set up and tear down the mortar. The vehicle just moves and then they resume firing. And the incendiary mortar shell can be incredibly useful. It's just a really cool thing to have. So I actually like these a lot. It is totally optional whether you use them. I think it comes down to preference, but I've won and lost games with these guys. I think they're very useful. But like I say, delaying your teching is super significant, so wouldn't surprise me if we don't see that unit. MG42 out here in West actually going to be deploying in negative cover. Tommies are sneaking around the flank, so I don't know if he's going to be able to stay there very long. And it's going to be a lot. He just briefly cancelled his Tommy squad there, perhaps thinking of getting a Vickers gun. I think I would have liked that. I mean, Crossing on the Wood is just a good map for MGs, always has been. So anyway, for whatever reason, we're going to be going up to Penta Tommies. 5 squads of them. As I pause here for a sip on my drink.
An infantry section of Tommies has been trained.
So let's see what we got here for Korean. We've got, is this artillery geezer again? Yes. We've got Commando Regiment. It's Mobile Assault Regiment. Jesus. There's definitely 2 guys with green berets, and I always get it wrong. Alright, Mobile Assault Regiment. I am loving this commander at the moment, just because land mattresses are dope, and everything else that this commander does is also fun. So I think this guy's, he's my favourite spice right now for the UKF. And we've got Guy with Goatee. This is like the Lend-Leasey type guy. Yeah, here we go. Who I've never really seen. I don't really feel like I can properly judge this guy. What I do know is that he gives UKF a real mortar squad, which they should just have. I'm not going to have that rant again. But yeah, that's your way of getting a real mortar squad. You can also call in a funky tank destroyer and some other cool stuff. So that's a pretty cool commander. Hopefully, I kind of want to see land mattresses or Lend-Lease. Those are my 2 favourite picks there. Not for any particular reason. Not because I think they're the strongest. Not because I think they're good on this map. Not because I think they're good against Vermac. For no strategic reason. I simply want to see them picked for my own amusement and entertainment. So that's my interest in all this explained. Nice triple cap being established here by Russian. Opening up that scoreline differential. But resource income differential is heavily favouring the UKF player right now, as they do have a fuel and a munitions connected. And MG42 here going to be pursuing these Tommies, preventing him from getting double fuel at least. Alright, so AEC research finishes, and it's going to be an AEC build here from Korean, as we're used to seeing more often than not. Flamethrower and an MG42 ought to be enough to flush these Tommies away from this position here. And there they go.
is taking our territory. Guys, listen to me if you want to live. We are taking losses.
I think that was a rifle grenade there that came through, but seems like Korean on top of the awareness there. Going to get those Tommies out of harm's way before anything too bad can happen to them. And finally going to be getting out from under the clock. 115 ticket lead gained here by Russian. That's some pretty tidy work for the under 7 minute mark in the game. A nice start there for the Wehrmacht player. And I mean, we are kind of used to seeing this. Brits kind of play more like Axis than Axis do. You are usually behind in the early and mid game, and then you kind of usually try and stabilize and come back with really strong units later on. Usually. So, yep. 5-man squad upgrade is finished on these Tommies, so they're going to be packing a bit more of a punch and staying around a little bit longer in these fights. As we wait for this game to get properly warmed up here, let's just quickly check. Battle Phase 1 is done. No sign of life in the Mechanized Company, but I imagine we'll be seeing that one finishing up fairly soon. I mean, the AEC has been scouted, so Russian probably has some interest in going for a pack gun. Stacking a ton of manpower, actually. I've just noticed. This is a very small army. Why are we stacking so much manpower, bro? What is the point of this? This just seems bad. That is a lot of manpower. It's not like we're going to suddenly pick an Ostripin commander and dump it all into Ostripin, so what's going on here? I don't understand. Help me understand. Why is this guy floating 700 manpower? He could have some stuff, and he does not have stuff. He's going to be going for a marksman against an opponent who has an AEC. Going to be going for a marksman against an opponent who has an AEC. He's going to be going for a marksman. No, I don't understand this. No. I feel like the 8 minutes of the game where a marksman would have been doing well have already passed, and now using a marksman is going to be tricky. There's going to be a pack gun coming out, so that's going to help insulate the marksman to some extent against this AEC, but this feels like quite an ambitious marksman. This feels like a marksman who is made of flair and style, but may not actually have the substance to back it up. This feels like somebody's trying to be a little bit cool and build a German marksman at 8 minutes into a game against an AEC. I hope that the more I say that this is going to be awful, the more I'm going to be proven wrong, and that this marksman's going to go on to absolutely shatter the UKF player and just go on to be like 3-star vet and have like 60 kills by the time the game finishes. I honestly hope that we're living in that timeline. I just don't feel like we are. And now we've got a UKF sniper. Okay, cool. All right, fine. All right, these guys, they're a little gentleman's agreement here. It's going to be a sniper showdown, and that I can get behind. Now we have a narrative. Now we have a story. This is a little bit like Enemy at the Gates, but in a woods, in the forest. So this is cool. Here comes the sniper. Here we go, Ed Harris here. Oh, wait, sorry. Ed Harris here. This is sniper. Going to be running out onto the field. So he reveals himself. The UKF player, if he was paying attention, will know. You see the sniper icon on the minimap. It's pretty hard to miss. There's a sniper ahoy. And now the 55 Scotsman, 55 cal equipped Scotsman is going to be stalking out onto the field, looking for his foe. And now the two snipers will meet across the battlefield. Here we go. Uh-oh, that German mark. Oh god, are we going to click the marksman? Oof, there was a moment there. I don't think it was long enough. The 55 cal takes quite a long time to line up a shot, but if that German marksman cracks off a shot, he's going to get counter-sniped so hard. Oh, he aimed there. He definitely looked for him. So the German sniper's going to fall back. Maintaining hold fire. I mean, this is classic UKF counter-sniping. We see this all the time. You just use hold fire mode on your 55 cal geezer because until you get an opportunity to bust the skull on this guy. Is he going to leave cover to try and come out and get this guy? Yeah, he is. He thinks about it. Tense. Tension. It's been ages since I've seen this. I don't know why. This sort of dynamic has fallen out of the meta a bit, but it seems like every game, or a lot of games in the past, used to come down to Wehrmacht Sniper against UKF Sniper, because I guess the Wehrmacht Sniper used to be a bit more prolific in the meta, used to be a little bit, frankly, better before balance changes. And so we used to see him a lot more often, and was usually quite a productive and efficient unit against UKF. And one of UKF's counters was to build the 55 cal sniper and try and get that counter snipe. And you really just have to keep this guy on hold fire and make sure the first shot he fires kills the German sniper, because otherwise, once the German player is tipped off, and once the German player knows that you have a UKF sniper, like, your odds of counter sniping that German sniper just like fall through the floor. So It's all about that first shot, really. And so, yeah, this is an old school dynamic. We've not seen this happen for quite some time. So where's this Axis sniper now? He's transitioned over into mid. Going to be taking some skulls over here now. Plenty of skulls to be taking as well. Up to 4 Brits sniped.
We've learned something useful today.
And, I mean, this is a pretty typical... I mean, except for the... I mean, the marksman is super optional, but this is kind of a pretty old-school, typical Wehrmacht style. We're seeing infantry company, we've got like the mechanized company, we've got spearhead doctrine. Everything is, like, super standard so far from Russian. This is, like, Wehrmacht sort of standard issue regular plays. Oh, wow, it's going to be a 251 half-track. I take it all back. Okay, so this is the first sort of pretty divergent and out-there unit, I suppose, if you don't count the marksman. This marksman is getting value. Let's see if the Scotsman is around. Where is he? Scotsman is kind of nearby.
Your forces have constructed a company command post.
Okay, so is this for the flame projector half? Is this for the flame projectors, or is this... Wow, actually, we're a ways away from being able to afford the flame projector. About a minute's worth of saving. So for now, this is just a regular 251 half-track, which will be potentially reinforcing and transporting units. Definitely an interesting game we have underway here. So the German sniper makes his way onto the middle bridge. The Scotsman. This has been a lot of manpower that has not taken a single shot or even mentally affected your opponent at all because, I mean, all things being well, I don't think that Korean actually... Sorry, I don't think that Russian actually realizes that this sniper is on the field. I mean, that is... Oh dear, he's actually not in camo here. We're just standing around in the open. Is he? Oh dear, that's terrible. Uh-oh. Oh no, hang on quickly, let's select the vision. Okay, yeah, so this is totally not scouted right now, but that is a bit of an error. Hopefully he's not going to get punished for that, he's going to move him, but sitting your sniper around not in cover is... That's really bad. So I'm really hoping that Scottish sniper is going to get moved here in a second, because sitting there is a problem. Pat gun here is going to find the AEC. Oh, this is making me so uneasy. He's just sitting around in the open here. I mean, this is a problem in two ways, because I mean, getting scouted is nearly as bad as getting shot in the head, but I mean, it's not quite as bad, I suppose, obviously. So, good. I mean, just the German player is going to see this. Okay, so flame projector upgrade does come down on the half track, so that's going to be used as a mobile rapid assault shock unit here. And there's going to be a hex pounder AT gun mixed into the roster here for Korean, so that's going to be some useful. Okay, so now the sniper gets seen. There is no way that the German player doesn't know about this now.
6-pounder anti-tank gun finished.
So I recommend that we just start using this sniper as a sniper. Just start picking off German geezers. This is so risky, he's just running around out of camo everywhere. Yeah, just start picking off German geezers, putting some damage onto the half-track. Where's the AEC? It's getting repaired right now. So between the AEC, the sniper, and the Hex Pounder AT gun, I think that this half-track shouldn't get too much done. Having said that, though, Wehrmacht players, it seems recently, have been on top of their half-track micro on the channel. I mean, we've seen some half-tracks do really well in recent days, going up to 3 stars, burninating all kinds of allied infantry. So... I don't know, we'll have to see. Time was, I used to really think that this unit would never get much done in the face of this much AT resources, but I mean, I just have been proven wrong. It's quite weird, because it's not the fastest unit, it's not the most maneuverable. Good God, it does damage quickly though, yikes. But yeah, Wehrmacht players are just actually really good at keeping them alive, so that's pretty cool. Nine kills, not a star of veterancy yet on the German sniper, despite the fact that he's been attempting to shoot pretty much all game. This has been such a passive game, to be honest, from both players. We've had no real commitments, no big engagements featuring most of the units from both teams or anything. They've both been quite respectful, to be honest. Scoreline kind of pretty even now, so the UKF player definitely catching back up in that regard. Tommy's going to be storming through mid here, 15 of them trying to take names. Oh no, Pioneer Squad just kind of gets forgotten about, and that will be the first blood, as far as I know, of the game. Bit of a squad wipe being inflicted there. Oh wait, I think we lost some Grenadiers as well somewhere, actually. They are going to be immediately replaced. My god, Russian just still floating massive amounts of manpower. Why do some players like to do this? Help me understand. What is the advantage of just having 700 manpower at all times? I don't get it. Like, this is definitely a conscious decision. I'm just so bad at the game I don't get the value. So can someone please tell me? That would be really useful. Thank you. Save me from myself. Just enlighten me. Alright, so these Grenadiers are trading out pretty hard. That is going to be a risky fallback. They've got to go through some Tommies. Actually, just the Tommies, so yeah, they'll be okay. 250 half-track there gets taken out by the Hex Pounder in a nice position. Catches the German half-track, so that's another blow being dealt here to Russian. Let's just check the tech here. No sign of Battle Phase 2 yet. The money is there, though. And, oh wow, Company Command Post is finished for our UKF player, who is stacking a lot of fuel. Wow, this is like the most standoffish, respectful game. Both players just kind of waiting for the other to make a move in pretty much all regards. This Scottish sniper has not fired a single shot. He is just being recon only at the moment.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
War speed enabled. So we've got hammer tech done. That means that gammon bombs will be ready on the Tommies as well. There they are.
Supply line's been cut.
And so that pretty much announces that it's going to be a Comet build, right? And we actually have Comet money now, am I wrong? Okay, the 480 manpower. Okay, so now we have Comet money. Well, it's time to buy the Comet then, because that is actually a relatively rapid Comet. 18-minute mark, Comet comes onto the queue.
Enemy got one of our squads.
So the sniper gets killed. I think that these yeah, there he is. These Grenadiers just ran up, saw him, shot him. So that's 360 manpower gone. Nice. Nice pickup there for the Axis player. Who kind of felt like they needed something, to be honest. Like, you're about to be facing a UKF player with these units under Comet. Like, that's intimidating. I don't know about this, to be honest. A UKF player who's still actually not chosen a commander. I mean, if you get a land mattress behind this Comet, doesn't life just become a nightmare for the German player? I don't know, I could be wrong. I feel like that's really bad. He just cancelled and restarted the Comet. I don't know why we'd do that. Did he just need the manpower for reinforcing some squads? I don't think so. That seems like a very strange thing to do. Alright, so he's going to delay his Comet. Possibly a misclick? I don't know. That's just strange. Double pack gun here, though, is going to be reached for Russian. Battle Phase 2 also now on the way. Russian just does not like spending the manpower. Alright, double pack gun is going to help against this Comet. Pardon me. But if the Comet is well supported, you know, that's a lot of Tommies. I would love to see weapon racks, actually. Can we get some weapon racks? Nice, they're on the way. Because once these Tommies have Bren guns, like, that's going to be very difficult for this Axis player to deal with, I feel like. I mean, this roster has been taxed. We've lost some Grenadiers, we've lost the Pioneers. I like the MG42, but this is going to be a tough position for Russian to be in. I mean, are we just playing for the Tiger late game? I don't know. So such slow teching and such weird stacking of resources, I just find it very difficult to anticipate what this German player is doing. We could have literally 3 more squads of Grenadiers, or, you know, we could have like 2 mortar squads and another MG42. Like, there could just be a lot more stuff going on in this roster, like a lot. So I just don't understand saving your manpower like this. Like, help me understand. I'm clearly just too stupid to figure it out. Grenadiers here are going to get lost due to inattention, perhaps. A bit of a late fallback there. But we'll escape for now. MG42 going to rotate to cover the middle bridge. The Comet taking some hits from pack guns there, but okay, still in decent shape. I feel like a land mattress right now would be super sick, because it just helps counter your opponent's only hard AT. You know, if you land mattress these pack guns, they at least have to move. Best case scenario, they might even get hit and have some damage or die. Whoa, Comet comes in super hard. Gets the grenade onto the MG42, so wiping the veterancy on that one is nice. But that's quite an ambitious dive to have taken there. Why are we saving this manpower? I don't understand. You do know how RTS works, right? You use money to buy units, which then have actual in-game effect. Just having numbers at the bottom of your screen doesn't actually directly affect the game. You have to buy things with the money. Okay, it's going to be Battle Phase 3, alright. And another MG42. We're buying some things with the money. He cancels Battle Phase 3 so that the MG42 will come out sooner. This feels like the most stall for Tiger build I've ever seen. He's just not really doing anything, but to be honest, not really getting punished that hard for it. Bren guns finish up. Loads of Tommies are grabbing loads of Bren guns out the racks right now. So many resources here. Royal Artillery Regiment gets picked here. So we're going to have some options here for the UKF player. Those options are early warning. Nearby artillery batteries fire flares periodically over enemy frontline territories, revealing the area. Oh, that's pretty cool. We also get concentration barrage. 100 munitions gets all available 25 pounders to fire at the targeted location. Alright, cool. We also get the Valentine, which we saw be awful earlier on today, but I'm sure it can also be very good. You get the Sexton, which I'd love to see, because I have no idea what that's like these days. And you get the Perimeter Overwatch, all available 25-pounder howitzers to fire for 120 seconds. Woof! That's quite a lot of boom boom. Wow, and that's available now. Interesting. Okay, so Battle Phase 3, slowly ticking away. We're getting towards Tiger in terms of money and time in the game. Obviously, we need the 12 command points for that. We've got an early warning use here. So, flares being fired all over the shop. Here they come. So, bit of line of sight, a little bit of scouting information. This is probably kind of almost in a way like a really good recon overflight. So that's useful, very useful indeed. What a good... It's cool. Duration 30 seconds, so that's now ended. That's cool, though. I like that. That's a bundle charge. The boys from Wales take it on the nose. Getting shredded by STGs. They are low, but they are not wiped on this occasion. I'm going to call out the Comet Micro. He's using this tank slightly in ways that are quite obvious. He's just fishing around with it, looking for really obvious damage on infantry squads, and these pack guns are getting hits in, which are kind of not needed. Like, they are unnecessary hits. Sniper gets exposed here. AEC comes in for a bit of a dive, puts some good damage on. Going to use the smoke here to not die to the pack guns. This has been the quietest, most respectful game between these two players. Panzer Grenadier is going to come in and get gibbed by the Comet. Gravitic Anomaly is going to do something weird here. I think that was a Hex Pounder getting taken out there by the pack guns. So I think the Panzer Grenadiers managed to come in and get that Hex Pounder. That is actually relevant because this is definitely going to be a Tiger game. We need like 1 or 2, well, we need like 1 minute's more fuel saving here for the Axis player. We'll have Tiger, so definitely destroying this gun is meaningful, and Korean will probably have to replace that at some point. Actually, you know what, we've actually nearly got the money for a second Comet. Or we could just go for a Firefly when we see the Tiger, it depends. So, I don't think a Tiger actually beats 2 Comets. Not at Vet 0 for sure. I mean, just like all other things being equal. So this could be a dangerous position for our Axis player. All right, so a pretty determined Axis move out here in the west of the map, but does get some Axis boots onto the Western VP. That is needed. A triple cap was active there for a little bit. Or do we go for a Sexton? Bring in some heavy boom boom. I don't know. I don't know. I think you probably have to go for the second Comet here. They're just too good. Alright, so Tiger money. is here. And now the big cat will enter the battlefield. It is going to be a second comet. Okay. Yep, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Comets are like punishing against infantry. I'll be honest, comets just feel kind of like Pershings. Oh! But here comes the tiger. But the comet will melt away before the tiger can bring it to bear. I like this camo. That's cool. What we could have done with another 1,000 tigers, eh? Alright, so here comes the tiger. Immediately hits some mines. That is lovely for the UKF player. That is so lucky. Now the comet actually going to come in and try and stalk. Once a piece of this tiger tank, the pack guns are kind of all clustered up behind the tiger, so they're not really going to be able to chip in just now. If the comet pursues, he's going to get donked by pack guns. There we go. You need to get back, bro. That's too many pack guns. And, okay, the perimeter overwatch gets used. So, for 2 minutes now, it's just going to be raining death on the Axis player. MG42 and Sniper just putting a number on a massive amount of UKF units here. That's not very efficient at all. Both of the pack guns get taken out. What? Oh my god! The Tiger Tank's engine is utterly broken. The comets come in. That's got to be a dead cat tiger, right? There's just no way. Because there's... Yeah. What? A shattering blow being dealt by Korean. What? I feel like we've just watched 3 games that haven't really even gotten underway today. What? This is such a bizarre day of casts to have... What? I mean, okay. Yeah, you lose. You lose, Axis player. You lose. I feel like in this game, okay, the scoreline is more or less even, but I really feel like the whole game the Axis player was kind of the underdog for no real reason. There was no moment where like Korean really came in and like wiped a load of squads in epic fashion, or like broke the composition, or took the map, or like cut off the resources, or did a thing which gets you the advantage. I just feel like basically both players were insanely passive, but one of them didn't spend all their money, and now. And then we get to this end game where it's like 1 tiger and 2 pack guns against 2 comets, and then the pack guns just spontaneously die to this call-in, the perimeter overwatch. Like, okay, there was a comet flustering them, and there was some infantry around and things, but I feel like it was largely because of this that both the pack guns die, and then 2 comets will beat a tiger tank if there's nothing else going on. And as you can see, there is nothing else going on. So the 2 comets beat the tiger tank, and then Russian wants to leave the game. Wow. I mean, you can play this kind of defensive, conservative style. You can do it if you really want to. It's absolutely, the world's your oyster. You pay your money, you buy the game, you get to play it however you want. But I would recommend spending your money in a timely fashion so that your units can enter the field at an earlier time and generate value and efficiency and map presence and do stuff for you. And that way, when you come to this late game composition, you will have a balanced army with decent veterancy and equipment, and then your Tiger Tank comes out with better support, I think. I don't know, call me crazy. It's just what I recommend. Numbers at the bottom of the screen are nice, but they will not win games often. So, that's my read. And I mean, for Korean here as well, this was again a super passive game. No real pokes being made. It seems like our Axis player just wanted to get to Tiger, and our UKW player just wanted to get to Comets, and they both kind of got their wish. But the UKF player had 2 Comets, and like that's good. And again, I feel like this would have been a fight, but the pack guns just died. And whenever you have high impact fragile units, so like basically weapon teams, snipers, basically weapon teams and snipers, just off the top of my head, having them clustered up is always very risky for a number of reasons. But it basically, because if your opponent counters one of your very fragile high impact units, they will counter all of them, because you'll have to fall them all back because they're all in the same place. So like if you've got all your pack guns clustered up and your opponent gets like any kind of high DPS infantry near them, then those pack guns cannot fire. They must then move. Or if they get any kind of explosive threat near them, like a call-in or a grenade throw or anything, suddenly those pack guns can't fire. If you have your pack guns instead of clustered here, and to be honest, I'm going to criticize this Axis player for this because like pretty much every time I saw the two pack guns, they were like right next to each other. They were just kind of maneuvering around together. I mean, just if you spread them out, if you have like one here, or if if you have like one here and one there, like it's much harder for the game to just go this calamitously wrong. Yeah, weapon teams, snipers, units like this, they're so high impact and they're so fragile that I really feel like you have to spread them out. They're also more effective if they're spread out because they cover more of the map, and your opponent can't just launch their tanks at your pack guns and win, because they can only get up on top of one of the pack guns at a time if they're spread out, and then the other pack guns will shoot them. So I feel like it's kind of basic military tactics in a way. When it comes to deploying your anti-tank guns, you kind of want them spread out. You don't want them clustered right up like this. And I feel like we saw Russian here get punished for having the pack guns clustered up. Yeah, because if you lose these pack guns, you lose the game. It seems. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, that is the truth. That is what happened. So wow. There we go. Wow, 3 kind of non-games here, for which I'm kind of sorry, but, that's the nature. Company of Heroes is Company of Heroes. You never know what you're going to find out on the ladder, and that is why I like casting live games from the ladder, rather than replays people send me, generally, because a replay someone sends you usually is a good game from them, and I like the suspense, I like the surprise, I live in the moment. So, yeah. But that does mean sometimes you get days like this where you get 3 games where you're like, wow, that kind of really wasn't a game, was it? But that's just the way of it. So once again, just to remind everybody, I'm going to be casting some Homeworld Deserts of Correct, 6 p.m. British time. That's today, twitch.tv/magpie842, I believe. I'll be streaming them out there. Bozo probably going to be streaming on his Twitch. I think it's twitch.tv/Bozocow. So yeah, hope you can join us for that. If not, catch the VODs on the YouTube. It'll be sweet. Guess that brings this video to its end. Thank you very much for watching. And this for now, Magpie842 signing out.